This next one that we're going to look at, folks, is to pick specific dates between two values. So obviously, what was said earlier is 3,912, for instance, the year, is not a correct date that we need to look at. So what we're going to do is we're going to construct a query to answer the following question. And we are recording, fantastic. So the question that we are trying to answer with this query that we're about to generate is, we need to remove all products off the shelf if they have a release date between 2000 and 2004. Okay, that's the question that we're going to answer at the moment. Now, again, this is brilliant because you can actually adapt this in many different ways. I need to find out which students were born, for instance, between 2002 and 2005. Would be one that we look at. So create yourself a new query. I'm going to close mine down here. Query designer. For this one, we need the games and the console again. I really don't care about the genre at the minute. I feel like genre's just being put to a wayside. 1 and 2. Again, we're going to look at the console name, always. We're going to look at the title of the game, because I want to know the title of the game and I want to know the console it's on. Because as Lewis identified earlier for us, certain consoles have certain different release dates. And the final one we're going to look at doing is the actual release date itself. So again, open this down and drop the release date in there for me. I will maximize now. Please remember, totals, always stick it on. There we go. So that is the current query that we're looking at. Now we are going to change it ever so slightly. I'm not going to do a sum, count, min, max, average, or anything. I'm going to leave as group by, because I'm going to introduce a new criteria word to you today for this slot. That word is called between. I like the word between. So, product, title, fantastic. Release date, we're going to go into the criteria. I'm going to open that up ever so slightly so you can see everything I write in here. And we're going to select or put in the word between. Between is the function, and obviously you all don't need to be a rocket scientist. Between means that we're going to check anything between one value and another, anything between A and Z, for instance. Now, because we are looking at dates, a date has to be surrounded by hashtags. So the first date I'm going to check is 1/1/2000. And close the hashtag off. So that is January the 1st, 2000. And I'll check the last date in 2004. But I need a comparison or a comparator between these two values. I need to actually have something between value 1 and value 2. So I'm going to use the word and. Nice and easy. So I've got my first value there surrounded by the hashtags, and I'm going to have my second value now as well. So for this one, I'm going to be looking at the 31st of December, 2005, for instance. And again, surround that in hashtags, which I've got to do. Now, I mean, that's a fair amount of years with 5 years. So we're going to return quite a number of values here. But again, it's just to see it working. Just close that down. That was not what I wanted to do. There we go. I'm going to run it. Okay. Now I can run an ascending and I can run a descending order on this, which I should have probably done. So I'm going to do that actually. So again, come to this one underneath it, and I'm going to tell it that I want to see it in ascending order. There we go. So out of 28,000-ish records, sorry, 12,000, almost 13,000 records, I've now pulled off almost 3,000 out of that number. I've got the starting date of January 2000, and if I go all the way to the bottom, my final date there is obviously December 2005. Now, again, this is brilliant because now I can actually send people to go and find those products. I can see what products I've got between particular release dates. I could look at what's coming out on a bank holiday, for instance, or over the summer period, or over the winter period. That might be where I'm going to make a lot of my money. Okay, people buying stuff for Christmas. I can do this for ages. I could do this for, I don't know, how many products you've brought off Amazon. I want to know how many you've brought. If you bought over 2,000 products off Amazon, fantastic. I'm going to give you a £10 gift voucher. A between query would allow you to do that. So, finishing off. Remember, we have been, again, prescriptive with the information here. I've stated the exact dates I'm moving between. If I was to change both of those, and again, just to finish off today, if I was to change that to enter date 1, I can now dictate you have to actually tell me the dates starting and ending, because I'm still utilizing that functionality of squared brackets to enter a user-defined parameter. Please save this query. John, if you want to stop the recording, we will pause there for break.
You know, when I was showing Book My Party earlier, and we was on the report section, and I selected 2 different dates to show the sales between those 2 dates, that is that. That's what's happening behind it. But obviously, as a user, we didn't have to type any of that in because it was already done before.
I've just put query between for this one. Cool. Thank you, Scott.